guys, it's Anna, and today I wanted to do a review for you guys on the NYC Lovatics by Demi. This palette is new-ish at the drugstore. It's been out for a few months now, so I'm sure some of you have already either bought this or seen reviews on it. Are you done, Squirt? Are you done? He likes to interrupt my videos. Every time. It is just in this clear packaging. You get 12 neutral colors and you get 2 sponge applicators, which a lot of people throw them away, but I actually like to use them for like under the eye or inner corner because they're just so fine and small. It just fits perfectly. The first 6 shades are very wearable for everyday colors, and they're probably the colors that I use the most. And then the last 6 are definitely deeper shades that you can play up for nighttime looks or more smoky eyes. The only thing about this palette is if you're a person who must have a black shadow, this does not have a black shadow in it. So if that bothers you, I don't know. It doesn't bother me because I don't feel like I need a black shadow. It's very rare that I even use a black shadow. So for me, that's not bothersome. The 2 darkest shades are kind of just these charcoal gray colors, so you do not get a black. It is a mix of shimmers and neutrals. However, I will say there are only 3 true matte shades and the rest are shimmers. So if you don't like a lot of shimmers, you probably aren't going to like this either. This has been compared to the original Naked. I do not own the original Naked, but I do own the Urban Decay Naked 3, which is the more rose gold tones. And there are some similar shades, not dupes, just similar colors between the 2. And I swatched the ones that I thought were a little bit similar just to see the difference in quality. And this guy performed better than this guy. And I'm gonna be honest, the Naked 3 to me disappoints me a lot. There's a lot of shades in here that just aren't creamy enough. They're not pigmented enough. So for instance, like I said, these are not dupe colors, but just to kind of show you the difference in quality. So here in the Naked 3, you have this very shimmery light pink color, and it is called Strange. And now I love this color. I think it's beautiful, but it is absolutely chalky, and it's just, the pigmentation's not there. See, on my finger it looks pretty okay, but then as soon as I swatch it on my hand, it's kind of just like chunks of glitter. Whereas in the Demi Lovato palette, you have this light pink kind of champagne-y color, and this one is very buttery, very smooth, like 20 times more pigmented. I know they're not dupes, but I'm just comparing the quality for you. So do you see? So there's the Urban Decay and there is the Demi Lovato. The Demi Lovato palette, all of the colors are extremely pigmented. The only one that I was a little bit disappointed in was this color right here. And it's kind of like a milk chocolate color with gold sparkle. And the only thing is, I would expect it to have more color payoff since it's at this end of the spectrum, but when I swatch it, it almost is as light, like light enough to be kind of a transition color, which is what I used it for today. So there it is. I'll just swatch it for you. It's kind of piddly payoff. So do you see that? It's more of a sheer color. So it's fine if you're going to use it as like a transition color or just a sheer wash of color, but that one color you're not going to get much with. But it is just this one color. The rest of them, the pigmentation is incredible, and I mean incredible. The only downfall I can think of this palette is it is so powdery, extremely powdery. So anytime I apply this, if I'm taking a shade and I want it all over the lid, wet brush, wet brush. I always make sure it's wet. Not only does it make the shimmers appear much more metallic, but you don't have to deal with all the fallout you get. If I'm using like a fluffy brush for the crease, I'll kind of, you know, put it in there, but then tap off the excess because they are so powdery. You touch them, powder just kicks up everywhere. I'm sorry, Squirt is like not gonna be quiet for this video. He's not. But that's the only downfall I can think of. It's only $6.99. The pigmentation is pretty incredible. It's a good everyday neutral palette. So if you were wanting the Urban Decay Naked, and you just know you're never going to be able to afford it, or you'd rather spend the money on a different palette, I would definitely purchase this. If you're someone who's just getting into makeup and you want a neutral palette, this is really good. You're not getting any really unique colors in here. They're nothing that's like, wow, this color is so amazing, but it works and you can create some really pretty looks with this. This is actually the palette that I use in my back to school tutorial, so if you want to see it in action, go ahead and check that video out. But some of the colors that really impressed me, I'll go over some of my favorites with you, is this white shade right here. It was very impressive. Sorry, I have like one fingernail painted and it's because I wanted to swatch a fingernail polish. Sorry if that bothers you. But I was very impressed. You don't need a lot of this. It is pigmented. It is so pigmented. Do you see that? Pigmentation like crazy. Another one of my favorites is this kind of rose gold color. It's beautiful and it is buttery. Let's see, what's another one of my favorite colors? I love to use this dark matte brown for like crease shade. Those are probably the three that I use the most. I also use this other matte shade, the lighter matte brown, for a crease shade. It's very light, but it still works. It can show up still. But can you tell how pigmented these are? They're just very, 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 of course that like light matte shade isn't really showing up pigment, but it's good. If you are fair, this one will be a really great blending crease shade for you. If you have darker skin tone, it might not really show up. But there we go. I mean, for $6.99, I definitely think it's worth it. Just, you have to work a little bit with it, with the powder. I'm going to swatch these up close so you can see them better, how they apply. For watching and subscribing. I have a Snapchat, it's Love of Glitter, and my Instagram is For the Love of Glitter, where I like to post makeup swatches. So if you want to, go follow me. If you don't, don't. It's okay. And you guys have a wonderful day. Bye!